Bene. Romolo, forse fa l'intervento in inglese?
Sì,
Sì,
se non è
va
un
bene,
problema.
va bene, va bene.
Bene. I'm going to do this in English just because it's a little easier for me to sort of think and talk in English. I'm here in part because of my relationship with the Politecnico of Milano and a master's program that I now help operate as president of the Accademia Adrianea. We are involved in helping students learn to design museums for archaeological sites in particular. And I was only introduced to your task, and I want to congratulate all the members of the consortium, because I think this is quite a prestigious undertaking that you're involved in, and I think I'd like to compliment you on having achieved the threshold. But now I'd like to sort of, after hearing the speakers today and after discussing a few of the issues that were presented and sort of thinking on what I should say this afternoon, it comes to me that I would like to throw out a challenge to all of you. And the challenge comes from someone with my background. I'm an architect, I design, and I attempt to teach design to a younger generation, a generation that has a different world to confront than the one I confronted when I left school. And I think part of it is the context within which you are all operating this particular grant investigation. In particular, I like the expansive nature of the inquiry that you're setting out to do. And what I would encourage is that you focus on the engagement of this interest for new social groups and audiences while simultaneously acting as agents of social cohesion and stability in Europe. This sounds a little bit of a contradiction in the way I would read it, but I think I understand. There is a new definition of cohesion and stability in Europe that will include the the bi, and the transcultural activities that are taking place. The beauty of your investigation and the challenge I have for you is that all of this has to do with the construction of a set of evaluative measures that will allow all of us to understand the excellence in the artifice that is being constructed exactly for that purpose. In all of our discussions, what is clear is that an enframing of cultural material is at hand. It's what museums do. They put into a particular context that which would otherwise, and this is another very important, perhaps social psychological issue, would be lost. And that fear of time, the fear of losing those important things that help identify us, need the artifice of order. They need the logic of where and when and how. And that, done in an excellent mode, sounds to me like your task. And so I would encourage you to focus on the issue of the necessity of the artifice, of the architecture around culture, to give that its full representational importance, identifying for nations, for the whole issue of sovereignty and nation state. If there is a culture that can be enframed in an architecture, be it a temporal architecture that is for all the senses, not only for the visual, as our good friend explained earlier, the libraries can be reduced to a visual set of media, but a piece of sculpture cannot. And other artistic artifacts, other aspects of human culture cannot be reduced to a VDT screen that flickers at whatever it is, 60 hertz per second. We have this necessity that is being encharged to you, the necessity to allow for a diverse audience a new audience, but the fear is still there that we might lose something in the process. And it's that terror of time, the terror of time of losing something that you all need to respond to and to help us establish the evaluative criteria that would define excellence in reacting to that terror. Thank you.
Grazie.